Yes, you read the title correctly. I do think that John Jones has been to a Diddy party, and in this video, I'm going to lay out all of the evidence I have on why I think so. Now, I don't have anything big like text messages between them or anything like that, but I have a lot of tiny little things that when you put them all together, it's pretty undeniable that John Jones has been to a Diddy party. But for the two of you who don't know what a Diddy party is, I'll just explain it really quickly for you guys. Pretty much the rapper P. Diddy would throw parties at his mansion, and he'd invite all types of celebrities over to his place, like actors, singers, rappers, athletes, pretty much anyone in the public eye, and he'd invite them over to his big giant party. And if the celebrity agreed to go into the party, then P. Diddy would trick them into sleeping with someone underage, or would pretty much just do something incriminating on camera, and he would film it just so he has power over them. For example, the most famous case is probably like Justin Bieber. Everyone knows he went there and got like messed up. And like Mark Wahlberg, Kevin Hart, there's that famous clip where Mark Wahlberg is talking to Kevin Hart, and he literally tells Kevin that Diddy showed him Kevin's tape. I'll show you guys it right now.
You got more fucking dye in that beard than Diddy wears.
All right, that's enough.
And I know.
That's enough.
I seen him. He shows me behind the curtain.
That's a fucking enough. All right, I'm gonna edit. I'm gonna edit this out.
But still,
Put a fucking
put a note on it. You can edit that one. 'Cause I don't.
And of course, there were a lot of celebrities that didn't know what was going to happen when they showed up to a Diddy party, but at the same time, there was a lot of people that did know, and they still showed up anyways on countless occasions. But hey, that's celebrities for you. Most of them are evil people. But now that the two of you know what a Diddy party is, now we can break down all the reasons and why I think that the UFC heavyweight champion John Jones has been to a Diddy party. Let's get right into it. First of all, we know that P. Diddy invites athletes to his parties. For example, the most famous one is LeBron James. You know, there ain't no party like a Diddy party. I'll show you guys the clip right now.
Hey, everybody know ain't no party like a Diddy party, so.
Yeah, that's what's up. Yeah.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, he just completely outed himself in front of everyone. But you know, that is LeBron James. He's one of the most popular athletes on the planet. So maybe Diddy doesn't even pay attention to the UFC or even watch it. Well, in the Joe Rogan podcast episode with Israel Adesanya, Izzy said that right after he knocked out Alex Pereira in their second UFC fight that they had, Diddy contacted him and said, "Hey, let's meet up." So then Izzy said, "Yeah, go talk to my manager and then we'll set this thing all up and we can meet up." Thankfully, it ended up falling through and Izzy never met Diddy in person, but Izzy even said that if that happened and Diddy said, "Hey, come to this party," Izzy 100% would have went and then got like blackmailed. So now we have 100% proof that Diddy watches the UFC and tries to contact UFC fighters. And yeah, LeBron James is the GOAT of basketball, at least I think. That's what everyone says. I don't actually watch the sport. But anyways, why wouldn't he contact John Jones, who is called the GOAT of UFC? It just makes sense. And who doesn't like to party and do cocaine more than John Jones? If he got invited to a Diddy party, he would be running over on all fours. And one of the most famous things about John Jones is that a week before his fights, he likes to party and get blackout drunk, do cocaine, pretty much do anything that he can, just so if he ends up losing that fight, he can just say, "Oh, well, I partied the week before, so I was coming down on all these drugs and stuff, so that's why I lost." And it just kind of takes the nerves away from fighting. And in this clip I'm about to show you, John Jones just flat out says that this is the strategy he used for his very first fight he had with DC.
I beat you after a weekend of cocaine. And prostitutes.
So maybe one of those parties, or a few, was a Diddy party. And I also hear a lot of people praising John Jones for this. They're like, "Oh, John Jones is so cool. That's such a good way to get the nerves taken away out of a fight. You just party." And people think it's like awesome. But I'm just kind of thinking, dude, you have a wife and kids. Why wouldn't you just spend time with them? But there's even more to this big theory. Back when all the Diddy stuff was coming out and he got exposed and arrested, someone commented on one of the John Jones's posts saying, "Hey Jones, have you been to a Diddy party?" And John Jones replied saying, "Nope." And I know he said no to it, but at the same time, it's kind of like sus that he even responded to it. You think he would just ignore it. But here's what I think is going on. John Jones definitely has some CTE. His brain's all messed up on drugs. He's on steroids, so it's probably like roid rage. And when he sees a comment like that, he has to immediately try to like disprove it and just say no. But like, come on. It's not a stretch to say that he has been to a Diddy party. But wait, there's even more. Back in 2016, John Jones was defending his light heavyweight belt against OSP, and guess what song John Jones walks out to? I'm waiting. I don't really know the name of the song, but it's the song that goes, I'm coming home, I'm coming home. You've probably seen a clip of it. It's a pretty famous walkout, but guess who made that song? Diddy. So maybe when John Jones was at a Diddy party, Diddy was like, oh bro, you have to walk out to one of my songs. And John Jones was like, yeah, sure, anything for you, Diddy. And like, come on, John Jones is just straight up an evil people. Let me just list off some of the awful things he's done in his life. First of all, he cheats in the UFC by using steroids. He got busted like 5 times, but they still just let him fight for some reason. He was high on cocaine and crashed into a pregnant lady, breaking her arm, and as if it couldn't get any worse, John Jones flees the scene, leaving her. She could have been badly hurt, and then he just ran away. But hey, she got $1 million out of it, so it's okay. That was what John Jones said to justify that. He beats up strippers, he's unfaithful to his wife, and worse, he beats the hell out of her like every other week. There was that one time where they're in the hotel room, and John Jones beat her up so badly that their kids had to run away and call the cops on their own dad. He's such an evil guy that if you told me, yeah, he's been to a Diddy party, I would just straight up believe you. It just makes sense. Why wouldn't he? He's done all this other bad stuff. He's probably killed someone, to be honest. Hopefully I'm not someone he kills after making this video, and hopefully he doesn't do anything worse than kill me. If you've seen the MMA Guru on how John Jones is actually secretly gay, you know what I'm talking about. I don't even understand how you can be fans of John Jones. Like, how does he have fans? If you're a fan of him, you actually have to be a casual, or you're just oblivious to everything. And like I said at the start of the video, I don't have any concrete proof that John Jones has actually been to a Diddy party, but if you put all of this evidence together, it's a pretty good case that he has been to one. Diddy watches the UFC and he tries to contact UFC fighters, so why would he try to contact the GOAT of the sport? John Jones is already a terrible person who does cocaine and loves to party. He replied to a comment talking about a Diddy party saying no, he hasn't been to one. He just had to specify it so everyone knows. And he walked out to a Diddy song. So it wouldn't be a stretch that he's been to a Diddy party. And that's pretty much all of the evidence that I have on this conspiracy theory. But let me know what you guys think down in the comments below. Do you think John Jones has been to a Diddy party? And if you want to see more videos like this, I have a couple more UFC videos. You can see on why I think it's actually a good thing that Alex Pereira lost to Big Ink. Or you can watch why I think Dricus du Plessis beats Khamzat Chimaev. I honestly think that. And yeah, that's pretty much it. I'll see you guys in the next one. Goodbye.